in the winter of 1534. Domagaya and Tagnoagne had found themselves at the height of the Renaissance amidst dukes and duchesses, artists and scholars. Among them, a prominent clergyman, André Thevet. He was the king's cosmographer, a man of reason who explained the mysteries of the universe and the complexities of the New World.
The king was hoping that even though this country did not bring him much revenue, it would at least bring him immortal honor and the grace of God to have rescued these barbarous people from ignorance and to render it to the Christian Church.
Thevet conjured a myth of a native North America. It was a godless, yet surprisingly peaceful place. He imagined a simple nobility, a people who lived an admirable existence, yet could be easily conquered.
They have neither cities, nor castles, nor machines of war like us.
Cartier managed to convince King Francois that it was worth sending him back on another expedition, back to Canada. Canada. It was what Tagnoagne and Domagaya called their father's village at Stadacona. Jacques Cartier added the name to his map. Before long, Domagaya and Tagnoagne were back at their father's fire, telling him of the things they had seen on the other side of the ocean. Donnacona didn't trust the French and now refused to help them. Cartier and his crew would have to continue upriver alone. No other European had ever made this journey into the interior. After sailing for 150 miles, they landed at a large island on October the 2nd, 1535.
We marched on, and about half a league thence, found the land began to be cultivated. It was fine land, with large fields covered with the corn of the country. And in the middle of these fields is situated and stands the village of Hochelaga, near and adjacent to a mountain, the slopes of which are fertile and cultivated, and from the top of which one can see for a long distance. We named this mountain Mont Rôyale.
Through the gates of Hochelaga, Cartier crossed into another civilization.
They have a plant, of which a large supply is collected in summer for the winter's consumption. After drying it in the sun, they crumble this plant into powder, which they place in one of the openings of a hollow instrument. And laying a live coal on top, suck at the other end to such an extent that they fill their bodies so full of smoke that it streams out of their mouths and nostrils as from a chimney.
Cartier was like an apparition to them, so strange he seemed divine.
At once, many sick persons, some blind, others with but one eye, others lame or impotent, and others again so extremely old that their eyelids hung down to their cheeks, were brought in and set down or laid out near me in order that I might lay my hands upon them, so that one would have thought Christ had come down to earth to heal them. But I'm more than ever of the opinion that these people will be easy to convert to our holy faith.
Cartier played the role of a healing man to find out how to continue on to the Orient. But he was desperately short of time. He had to leave soon or risk being frozen in until spring. Finally, Cartier was forced to make a run back to the Atlantic. But the ice caught his ships near Donnacona's stronghold at Stadacona. He and his men were not prepared for this. They began to succumb to scurvy.
The sickness broke out among us, accompanied by the most extraordinary symptoms. For some lost all their strength, Their legs became swollen and inflamed, and all had their mouths so tainted that the gums rotted away down to the roots of the teeth, which nearly fell out. The disease spread among the 3 ships to such an extent that in the middle of February, of the 110 men forming our company, there were not 10 in good health. I gave orders for all to pray and to make orisons, and had an image and figure of the Virgin Mary carried across the ice and snow and placed against a tree, and issued an order that on the following Sunday Mass should be said at that spot, praying the Virgin to be good enough to ask her dear Son to have pity upon us. At that time, so many were down with the disease that we had almost lost hope of ever returning to France. When God, His infinite goodness and mercy, had pity upon us.
Mercy did come from Stadacona's sons. They boiled some cedar boughs to make a cloudy black elixir. Then they instructed Cartier to have his men drink it.
At once, I ordered a drink to be prepared for the sick man, but none of them would taste it. At length, 1 or 2 thought they would risk a trial. As soon as they had drunk it, they felt better, which must clearly be ascribed to miraculous causes. For after drinking it 2 or 3 times, they recovered health and strength, and were cured of all the diseases they had ever had.
"25 of Cartier's men were dead by the time the ice loosened its grip, and Cartier still had nothing to show his king. He would need something enticing to win another passage back to Canada. Something from Stadacona.